Good for you for coming to see this tutorial. That's what it's here for, to give you a little refresher. So I'm going to try to make it quick. We're going to be talking about how to graph basic linear functions. Just give you a refresher so when you do this assignment, it will feel comfortable and you'll nail it. All right. The first thing that you need to know when you're trying to graph a function is how to handle a coordinate graph. And you might remember that the axis that's lying horizontally is our x-axis, and the one that's up and down kind of looks like a letter Y. And x comes before y in the alphabet. That might help you remember that you go over and then up to graph a coordinate pair, or sometimes it's called an ordered pair. So if I wanted you to make a pattern for this line, the first thing you would need to know is what coordinates make up this line. And so here I am starting off, getting ready to plot some of the points that land on this line. And you can see that I am going over and then up. So I first went over 0, up 3, and then over 7, up 10. And here comes another one that looks like it's over 15, up. Ooh, it's hard for me to see. I sometimes like to draw a little line to help me with that. And now I can see, okay, 18 over. Well, what's the pattern? I don't know. It's still not clear to me. You know what? If you make it into a T-chart or an input-output table, it will become a million times easier. I was having some iPad troubles. So if 0 comes in and 3 comes out, 7 comes in, 10 comes out, 15 comes in, and 18 comes out, then I can suddenly see the pattern. Oh my gosh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger by, I think it's an additive pattern, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. I have found the pattern. And what you may or may not remember is that whenever we're setting up an equation for these linear functions, we're going to set it up like y equals x plus 3. And again, iPad trouble. That is what is called an additive pattern. We'll also explore some multiplicative patterns soon too. The next thing to think about is if you have a point that would make that equation true, then it's said to be called a solution. So if I have an x and a y value, I plug them into this equation, and that equation is true, then I can say it's a solution. So for example, if I had 6, 3, my x value is 6, and my 3 value is the y. A lot of kids will eyeball this and say, oh, that's a solution because 3 plus 3 is 6. But when we substitute these values in, we're going to see something a little bit different. Our x value is actually the 6, and our y value is the 3. And when I substitute, there's that word, the Newberry. When I substitute that in, I can see that, wait a second, 9 is not equal to 3. No way, that is not a solution. But if I flip those values around, suddenly, it works, it's a solution, and that is something that I know is hard for some kids. It's not hard because it's too tough, it's hard because they aren't substituting the values in, so their brains are flipping things back and forth. My brain still does that. So looking here, I'm testing another ordered pair, 5 and 8. When I plug in a 5 here and an 8 there, I can see that indeed 5 plus 3 does equal 8. It is a solution. So this little tutorial should get you through the hardest parts of today's lesson, and it is for a grade. So definitely take your time, show your work, substitute the values in. Don't try to just do it in your head, and you will probably get a 100 on this assignment. Yay! Good luck, guys.